Welcome back to Five Stars Realty Podcast. Today, we have a very special agent, realtor with us, Omar Montalvo. He has a little bit over 6 years in the business. He's closed over 110 units in his career. He's trending, he's positive numbers, everything this year. So you want to hear this out. Thank you for coming.
I'm so excited to be here.
No?
Also, when I walked into Five Star Realty, the office looks amazing, guys.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a great job here.
Thank
The
you.
podcast room is phenomenal.
And you only saw that first floor.
Yeah.
There's like a whole second floor, and then it goes into like the overhead and then goes back again.
Yeah,
So,
I drive in. It's like a compound. So
yes.
I had to
And then you haven't seen the other one in North Haven, and
Oh, wow.
we opening offices now in East Windsor this month. We just got like the clear.
Five Star
in the
Realty.
town. Yeah, and
To the moon.
we're Worcester as well.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we have offices in Worcester,
Growing-
Mass.
growing
we're
fast.
in Florida,
Amazing.
in Rhode Island. Let's not just stop, okay?
One more for fun. You got one more? You got one
No,
more?
no.
Okay, gotcha.
I told them we got to stop this year. No more. But for our viewers out there, you know, I already mentioned your numbers, mentioned a little bit about you,
Yeah.
but I want you to tell the viewers who are you, where you come from, a little bit about your background.
Yeah. My name's Omar Montalvo, and I grew up in West Hartford, but my father's Cuban, my mother's Colombian, so that holds a lot of value to my heart. And I have my 4-year-old beautiful daughter, my beautiful fiance. I have a dog, and that's my whole world right there in my family. So, but some more information about me: property management side of the business, obviously help buy, sell, rent, and then also president of an association. So,
Okay.
and also on the board of a 501c for nonprofits as well.
Yes.
So I keep myself
Very busy.
extremely busy, but that's kind of my whole world of what you guys would expect to see from me from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, all that involved.
So now that you mentioned everything you do and a little bit about your background, how did you even get started?
Yeah.
What was the first thing you did?
Yeah, how I never thought I'd become a realtor. I knew I was going to buy a property at some point, buy and rent, but it wasn't until I was in college and my now fiance said, "Hey, let's go sign up for real estate classes because that'd be great because you're playing baseball in college. Why don't you do that as a part-time job?" Now we know that real estate is not a part-time job. It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job.
But I went and signed up, and I thought she was going to sign up with me. She left me high and dry, so I ended up taking the course alone. But I think that was all meant to happen for a reason. And right when I sat in that class, I knew right away I was going to be great in real estate. I just had that confidence. I had some background history with property management and taking care of properties because of my father. He has a construction background.
Okay.
So a lot of forced labor growing up. I never knew people hired contractors as much as they do until I got into real estate because we always did all the work ourselves. So that's
Sums
the
it up.
basis of
Okay.
how I got into real estate.
And then once you're in real estate, how many years, or is it that you're always managing properties immediately?
Yeah. So right off the bat, no, there was no management of properties. That didn't come until afterwards when I was like, well, I have the resources, I have the tools and the knowledge. Why don't I just continue doing that? But it really just started off as being a realtor, helping buy, sell, rent, and starting off in real estate. It's super slow. So I was very thankful for my mom and my dad for letting me stay at their house, no
Crash
charge.
a little bit there.
Yeah, it was probably like the first year, and I just spent all day at the office. I spent all day shadowing, whatever I had to do to just start getting that first deal going. And then I'm really big on momentum. So once I get that momentum going, there's no stopping. It's like a train, right? It takes a lot to stop it. So I just got to keep going and keep going.
I mean, practice makes perfect.
It does.
That's what they say. So you've closed, until I looked at you like 2 weeks ago, you closed up to 12 units in property just this year.
Yeah.
We're talking about maybe like 3.5 or something a month, right? Until now. How do you get to that level when you're starting and you're just struggling and crashing at your parents?
So it's finding a gap in the market. So when I jumped into real estate, social media was not popular. It was going up on the uptrend, and one of the brokerages that, and it wasn't even brokerage at that time, he was just a big realtor, was Ryan Serhant. So he was always posting the YouTube video long form, and I was like, well, I don't have these luxury properties. Some of these properties aren't this crazy, beautiful, intense $1 million property like he shows, but how can I maybe reduce that and come up with short form content, entertainment? So that's how it evolved into me posting a video pretty much every day. I posted at least once a day or twice
Let
a
me
day.
tell you, I did go into your social media
Oh,
and I started clicking, and I'm like, I gotta stop. It was just after and after.
Yeah, I think I'm up to like 900 videos or something like that. But
you're a little bit over that, 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
let
I'm
me
at
just
1,000.
reaffirm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So if you go all the way back, I'm sure you could find some cringy videos. I think I've taken a few down, but at the time that wasn't popular in the real estate industry. So that's how I started getting more traction. People knowing that you're in real estate, right? That's the biggest thing when you become a realtor. Let people know you're in real estate, and without forcing it on top of them and getting in their face and calling them every day, I was doing it through social media because we all doom scroll.
Yes,
We're really bad at it.
Really. So when you talk about real estate, right, and you're in the West Hartford office,
West Hartford, yep.
I believe, how do you then culture those leads or those clients? You say you don't pressure, you just do social media, but then how do you follow up?
Yeah, so I made it sound like I don't call them or anything. I do. I still follow up, send them messages when I'm thinking about people. I do that quite often. But the social media was just less pressure. Now, once I developed that contact, I believe in like my clients are really close friends of mine. I would love some of them are family at this point, but a lot of them we become close friends, and we become so close that throughout the whole transaction, we're talking to each other every day, that as soon as they close on the deal, I actually get messages where they go, oh, I miss when we used to talk every day, talk about properties, whatever it happens to be, because I'm involved in their life for the next, if they're looking for a house, minimum, 30 days, maybe
Correct.
45 days, right? So I'm involved, and I'm with them from beginning to end. And
building the relationship is so important,
yeah.
because if you help them find a condo or their first home, they might want to buy a bigger one, or people in different stages of life.
And it always starts with the consultation. So when we sit down and I take you from the beginning to end of what to expect throughout the whole transaction, that time we're also building each other's trust. And I'm learning more about you, you're learning more about myself, and we're going to see if this is compatible or not. And unfortunately, there has been very, very, very few instances, maybe one or two instances, where I was like, you know what, maybe I'm not the right agent for you, or maybe I'm not the right property manager for you. And I'll be honest with them, but that's how I keep the
love
relationship.
that.
Yeah.
I tell agents at the office when we're doing training or coaching or talking about like your numbers, I always tell them it's okay to say maybe we don't fit in.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not a match. And that goes as well. We do property management. That goes as when I talk to our landlords, when we have meetings, when we sit down, what are you looking for, right? Clear expectations will save you a lot of headaches.
Yeah, communication, setting expectations, and timelines obviously always help. So if you're able to match those three, all your clients should be very happy with the work that you do.
So now jumping, you said you were the president of an association.
I still am.
Still am.
Yeah.
So what took you there?
Yeah, that wasn't by choice. I was just serving as a board member because I had an investment property in there, and the president decided to retire. So the treasurer calls me one day and goes, "Hey, Omar, just heads up, president is retiring, and you're gonna get voted to become the president. Still submit the I go, right away, I was about to say no. He goes, I know you're going to say no, Omar, but here's the list of reasons why we think you'd be the greatest fit. There are reasons aligned with what I do with real estate, communication, connections, and things like that. So I said yes to it. Now I'm in charge of 54 units. And how does that help with real estate? Just helps with my clients, those who are buying a condo. I know everything about association. I also know what it's like when the association has to shop for insurance or goes through any legal issues. So my knowledge just develops more and more. Now, on that, directly helping with people sell, yes, I have gotten a few sales in the association. But besides that, I think that's the extent of really how it benefits me being a president. It's more me giving back to the neighborhood that I like. And also, I invest in there too. So I want to make sure that my investment is protected. So it's a win-win.
So how does having all these little things tie back to your family? What's the time that you say, I'm going to be home and this is what I'm doing with my family?
Yeah. So big shout out to my fiance having the patience with me, as any realtor's significant other can experience. And also my parents too, just understanding we share calendars, so everybody knows what my calendar has, and if something pops up, they'll get a notification on it, or if they check their calendar. So communication.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So going back to the communication part, communication is huge in this business, right? So translating it back to family, communicating as much as I can with my family so they understand maybe the stress that I'm going through, because dinner might be at 6:30, and if I'm running a few minutes late, like they need to know I'm doing this for them, right? So
well, I love that about her. My boyfriend, we just went to vacation. We flew like over 11 hours, and I'm like typing away in my computer, or I'm calling and texting, cutting commission, verifying compliance, and he's just laying on the beach. And sometimes I do ask him, like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's fine. Yeah. So having somebody that understands is kind of like takes the pressure off you.
Of course.
So kudos to her.
And I also believe in this alter ego. So I read this book by Todd Herman, Alter Ego, and it's who I am when I step into my office as a real estate agent is kind of a different person than I am at home, right? And the real estate agent, when I'm in the office, I don't have an office set up at my house, by the way. Okay. It's just at the office. So if I need to do any work or anything, it's 2 streets over from my house, but I go right in and I just lock in. I become the realtor. I become that alter ego that I believe in, and just so I can show up for my clients every day. Now, when I go home, I'm a father, right? So I'm going to excel in everything that I can as a father. So when I'm home, my family knows I'm giving them 100% of my attention because everything at work's already dealt with, right? And I don't ever bring work home, and I don't ever bring my stuff that's happening with my family to work. So I separate the two. And that's how only way I can keep the family happy, keep the clients happy, and keep my sanity.
I tell, even when I'm talking to my assistant or something, I tell her, there's so much on the things that we need to do, right? Everything somebody tells you is urgent. Yeah. But you're going to have an urgent that needs to be done right now, an urgent that has to be done before 5 p.m., and then something that can wait tomorrow. Yeah. If somebody texts you at 8 p.m., that's a tomorrow thing.
It's very true.
It's not, 8 p.m. is not like an emergency unless somebody's dying.
And also in real estate, banks and attorneys are closed after 5 hours. So if there's anything that involves the attorneys or the banks, it's like we're not going to get a question answered until the next business day. Correct. Right? So, of course, I'll have everything ready to go. So as soon as if they open up at 9 o'clock at 9:01, it's already in their inbox. But yeah, that's how I'm.
So at what time do you plan to be at the office in the morning?
Yeah, so I have a very strict routine, and it always starts the night before by planning, for the next day. And the calendar is a big help with that, and also with AI talking into what the plan is and prioritizing what's most important and takes the least amount of time, and timing it all out. And run that question back one more time, because I was gonna keep going with I had another thing
in the morning.
Yes. So the morning routine. So as soon as I wake up, it's typically around 5:30, and that's first hours to me. It's very selfish,
It's okay. Selfish is good.
Yeah, I do my exercising. I do my meditating. I do a lot of meditating to keep.
Trust me. I do the gym now, and that's why my body's hurting. Yeah. Because I feel like I need to take it out, like the stress and frustration.
So by the time I'm done with the workouts, usually between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, that's when my daughter gets up. So from 7 to 8 o'clock, that's dedicated family time, getting my daughter ready and out the door, whether it's because we just had her first year of school, which was amazing and beautiful. And she'll start up again in September. So the summer is a little bit easier. Hours aren't as strict, and she gets to go. We call it Camp Abuela. So she stays with my mom during the work hours during the week. So that's very helpful. So thank you, Mom, for helping us out with that. So 7 to 8 o'clock, getting my daughter out the door, and I'm in my office before 8:15, and then from 8:15 to about 9:30 dealing with emails, phone calls, getting back to everybody, and then from 9:30 to about 10:30 scheduling showings, whatever needs to be scheduled for that day, and then from 10:30 to the rest of the day, ideally I want to be on the road, or I want to be doing something that's building my business. Showings usually happen later on in the evening, so middays working on maybe it's video content, anything to just develop new business in that meantime.
Well, I love that because I sit with people that do a lot of cold calling.
Yeah.
And their schedule's a little bit different because they deal with everything in the afternoon and they do just call blocks all morning.
So I did cold calling.
Okay, how did that go?
I don't know if my heart loved it, right? I think the constant rejection and some of the tough phone calls that I had just made me not enjoy this business as much as I know I can enjoy it. So I didn't want to put so much energy towards cold calling when I didn't feel like I was getting either the results or my own health coming out of it. But I am very good at cold calling.
No. This I love because you can be very good at something. It doesn't mean that you love it, right? But then you find something. And in real estate, and you tell me, there's so many avenues. There's so many opportunities for you to get something. So just because cold calling is working with somebody and that person loves it does not mean that that's going to be what you do.
My biggest belief is knowing what your niche is. So before real estate, I played baseball. So my niche was really knowing Connecticut well because I played baseball all over Connecticut and because of that, and all over the East Coast. But because of that, I know different towns very well just from spending time in it. And so I used that as my niche in the beginning, like explaining to people what are the positives and what are the wonderful things about certain towns because I had that knowledge. We have some other people on the team that are, their niche is cold calling or their niche is the gym. So they put out gym content ideas or whatever their niche is. It's like you focus on that and you're able to build on that. It's a little bit more enjoyable of a process rather than doing stuff that you don't like doing and not getting maybe the exact results you want out of it.
No, our cold calling agents, again, you don't want to miss an opportunity, right? So if somebody asks you, well, I have multiple properties I don't want to sell, but I need a property management. Who do you know?
Yeah.
They come down to my office, Stephanie, I don't want to lose them.
And right, you want to be a one-stop shop
Correct.
too. So when people inquire, you're like, the answer is yes, right? I say yes to everything. And then as soon as I get it, analyze it and give it the truth that it needs.
They do get it. And then they run to my office. And it's like, oh, my God, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So you are up 32% this year. And we talked about this before the cameras went live. What have you felt that's different maybe from last year or from where you started?
Yeah, honestly, my work ethic and consistency has always stayed the same from the beginning. I really found that I think the stat is something ridiculous, like 92% of real estate agents quit after their 4 years of being in real estate. And finally, when I passed that threshold of the 4 to 5 years, started getting more referral business. I don't want to say I'm reaching out the exact same. Now it's multiplying just because I've already sold or helped certain clients buy, and now I've reached out to their network as well. So it's almost like now it's going to start multiplying. And
it will. And that's what happens. I think real estate is a slow business to get started. But once you're connected, once you've reached those relationships, it really blooms into it.
And one of the things I find extremely interesting is when they do different studies on consumers. And one of the studies was there was a fake real estate agent that they created. And before they started marketing one neighborhood, the whole neighborhood knew of all their own different agents. They marketed to that one neighborhood consistently for a few amount of months. It was a fake agent. They went back and asked everyone in the neighborhood who's the top real estate agent, and they would name that fake agent that they have created. So there's different studies like that happen, and it all comes down to just consistency.
Did that change when you had the baby?
Oh, yeah. So I had to completely restructure the schedule.
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, everything sounds good. Yeah. And I'm like, but he had a baby.
Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong. I have my own problems, and I'm very good at dealing with stress, and I always look at every day as thankful for God for giving me another day. So I really keep a positive mindset. But when I had my daughter, this is where I also get lucky. My family helps me out. My fiance helps me out. And then also my team helped me out. So when we had my daughter, not going to go too long into the story, but we weren't expecting to have a kid. So this was all a surprise due to health reasons. And when I showed up back from home from the hospital, my team got me everything that I need. Cribs, backpacks, everything, diapers, you name it, they had it. So just getting really lucky and fortunate to have that support behind me made it easier for having my daughter. Then once we had my daughter, adjusting my schedule based on her sleep time. Luckily, because of real estate, I am able to move around the schedule a lot. But I remember not sleeping, struggling, right? Drinking a lot of coffee. So I have my struggles. I do, but I keep a positive mindset.
That's all you really do need to do.
Yeah.
I always say, don't bring me like a negative question. Bring it in a way that's a little bit more positive, and then we can tackle it.
It's so easy
you're putting like negativity in it. It's just gonna turn out to be a bad thing. So kudos for you, because I mean, the baby's not easy, especially those first couple years. So 106, listing efficiency, right? And we spoke about that as well. What's the secret? To 106.
Trusting the process. So when a seller comes to me, comes time to list their house, and they're like, I'm looking to get this number for it. It's like, all right, you want that number. These are the things that we need to get to support that number. And then in a market right now where it's the seller has the upper hand and there's a lot of buyers, what are we going to do to attract those buyers to make them confident enough to put in an offer that you as a seller would want? And when you do all the right steps, and when the seller listens to you and does all the right steps, it ends up with that. And really breaking it down to them, because some people understand real estate super quick, or some people just never understand it throughout the whole thing. So the more education you can provide that seller, the more you can empower them.
So I had a new agent, and they got a listing, and I'm super glad. That's happy. Like, how did it happen? But then they talk about like pricing strategy, and they wanted like the seller wants 200,000 over, and no houses has sold for that. But they think their house is special.
Right.
So we go over. Okay, but let's be realistic. Like, show them MLS, show them what's sold.
I bring my laptop and I go, all right, this property is sold for this price. Let's look at these photos. Look at this living room compared to your living room. Maybe yours is better. Maybe this, and just giving them the real facts, the cold hard facts, and you hope that they listen.
I tell them what works for me is I just let them answer. Like, what does this house have that yours doesn't?
Yeah.
And they it just stumbles like. And then they have to think. And I'm like, okay, this kitchen better than yours? And then when they're thinking about it, it's like, okay, is this square feet bigger than yours? Like, what does your have?
Yeah, and without ruining a relationship, if you can teach yourself to ask that question back to them, then and it puts them in the standpoint without you having to be like, listen, your house is ugly. You know, like, you never want to say that because to them they have a lot of memories in their house and they have families.
You don't want to say this leopard print is hideous.
Right.
Nobody's gonna want to buy this, but they thought that was good at that time for them, right?
I always love the people leave behind pianos, and they're like, oh, the next owner would love this piano. I go, yeah, how many times did you play the piano while you owned it? Well, I never took lessons or anything, but it's just more of a pain in the ass to move.
I hate pianos, right? I only had one person, and he comes to mind. He's like, Stephanie, I want that piano. You put that piano in that contract. Yeah. And I was like, okay,
wow,
I don't know why.
Awesome.
He doesn't play piano.
Yeah.
So, why? Why? I don't know to this day. So, what is one of the biggest mistakes homeowners make before listing their homes?
Rushing to list it. And I understand why they might rush to list it for specific reasons, whether it's financial reasons, family emergencies. But if you don't rush selling your home and you really take the right steps by just a simple clean and paint, it goes such a long way.
Yes.
I think it's a simple stat that it's like if you just clean and paint your house, you can increase the value by like $10,000. And we're talking about less than $500 in cleaning products and maybe less than $1,000. I mean, about 1,700 square feet, you can get paint for $1,000, right?
How important is the first showing? Talking about that.
Yeah, first impressions matter, right? So you want someone to walk in and go, oh, I'm willing to drop everything that I have just for this property, rather than, maybe we shouldn't strengthen the home inspection because I see a few issues here, a few issues there. We live in New England. We live in Connecticut. A lot of settling cracks,
correct,
right? So we may go into a house and it's like, all right, in the ceiling, that's a little settling crack. But to a buyer that just doesn't have experience or their agent didn't teach them about the settling act, they go, oh, the house is going to be coming apart, right? But by simply fixing that before you even go live on the market, that unsure buyer now is becoming this confident buyer because they can't find any problems that are in the home. So don't rush it. Get the house ready. Get the house ready to show. Like if it's a car, right, you're going to vacuum, detail it, keep it clean right before you sell it. At least I'd hope
you want top dollar.
You want top dollar, right? So present it at top dollar.
I agree. Everything happens. Like I think sellers at some point, they just have this idea in their head, right? And it could be very difficult for you to come in and tell them, no, that this idea is La La Land. I don't know what you've been watching, but this is not happening. What would you say for new agents? How can they get ready for that?
Yeah, to expect some crazy responses, right? Have patience, educate yourself. The more knowledge you have, the easier it is to answer a situation like that. So the best thing that you could do is learn, especially in the beginning. Shadow other agents, other experienced agents, because there's a good chance that you're going to see them come across a similar issue where the seller and the agent are not seeing eye to eye, or the buyer and the agent aren't seeing eye to eye because they're in la la land, bringing them back to reality and showing them what it is.
Working out.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about your property management.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I know that you got into it with your dad. It came from the back. Like you had previous knowledge.
Yeah.
How does it turn? Usually property management do their own things.
Yeah.
And they call themselves property manager, LLC, and they go for it. What made you then go and see, I want to have owners?
So that kind of fell into my lap.
Okay.
And this is like, I go back. I did get lucky in my life with a lot of things. And I don't know if it's luck or just taking advantage of my situations. And so I had investors that were buying these properties and renting them out. And I'm seeing they were talking about how they've scaled so much that they are thinking they can't keep up. They're thinking about having a property manager. They have their full-time job on top of owning properties. And I go, well, between the association, between my own properties and being a realtor, I'm always getting phone calls every day about real estate anyways, right? So me being a property manager, what's the difference between me picking up the phone call? Like I'm always picking up the phone anyways, right? So it's like it goes in line with what I'm doing, and it's just me. And I have some contractors in my back pocket, right? And whenever issues happen, they come and help. So that's really how the property management happened. One of my investors getting too many properties, then they referred me over to another person that had a bunch of properties too. So now I don't do too many. Right now I'm at 20 doors. I'm sorry. Do I want to grow it? Yeah, of course I would love to grow it. I'm very happy to take on anyone that needs property management, but I'm also everything's manageable right now too. So if we were to grow, I'd probably start bringing on some more people, which it's not hard to find in a real estate office.
Not at all.
Especially with new agents that want the business. That was also another reason I want to start bringing on more agents to work with, right? And I think I have all this knowledge in my mind I would love to share I don't want to call it a shortcut to success, but a faster, more efficient way to become that real estate agent that everyone wants to be. And I think one of the issues with new agents is they get in the business and they don't make money right away. So having the property management, we're constantly, some of them are Airbnbs, short-term, long-term rentals. So we have turnover. And every time we have turnover, we have the leases come up, and that's an opportunity for a new agent to make money, make commission on renting it out. So that was another idea behind it as well.
That's actually what we do with like anything that's listing. What I do is I give it to newer agents. Just like
and they keep all the leads and the contacts in their phone book, and you know how many people I've rented to that later on bought or rented it multiple times, but they kept increasing their monthly amount, and then they went to buy. It happens all the time.
No, I need an actual system for that. I can't do it by myself.
The calls come in all day long, and especially when you list a property too,
Yes.
List a rental property, they just come all day long. So creating systems to make that more efficient. So as soon as you contact me, I have a bunch of questions that answer it. So this way we can see if you meet the criteria or the requirements that we're looking for. If it meets, we can move on to the next step, because now we know it's serious rather than wasting each other's time.
Awesome. So does this mean what I heard something there that you want to grow something with like, people? Does this mean that in the future you're looking to do a team?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
your
really
own?
So I love the guys that I'm with right now over at the Bergio Souza team. So if there's an opportunity to stay within, I would love to do that. But I think the way Eric Souza and Dan Bergio taught me in this business, I need to give it to someone else, right? I need to I need to continue passing the torch down
Yeah, the
and just
baton.
teaching. Yeah, because you could tell, and I didn't realize this until a few years in, what I'm doing every single day is not what the average agent is doing
No.
every single day.
Mhm.
And there's a bunch of little details that we do that I guess make us stand out, which I thought was normal because of the way they taught us, right? And if we're able to set that as the standard and just keep growing from there, I feel like I can give that to someone else and teach them that and do the right things, right? That's all we're focused on, positive energy and doing the right things.
I tell everybody, even if you're taking this as a part-time, as a full-time, you should then at least come to the office an hour a day,
Yeah.
right? An hour a day. Put in, look for something. Just because it shouldn't just be like a hobby. You're doing it
Yeah.
from home and you're doing it for something, and it kind of like matters.
Yeah, and it kind of gets me aggravated when the part-time agent is able to put in the full-time work. I wish they can get all the business so they can go in full-time. But then the full-time agents that are putting part-time work, it's just like, come on, let's have some respect for the game here, right? Let's show people that real estate agents are really here to help people rather than the car salesman tag that we get. It's like we're much more than that. We're saving their investment.
I mean, that's social media as well,
Yeah, that too.
right? Social media puts it in mind that you become an agent, you're going to sell these like $1 million homes immediately. And that's not always
Nope, no.
the real part of it. What is it, one thing that has changed from the day you became an agent, realtor, to today?
Age. No, I'm kidding.
No, that too, for me.
but I will say, actually, age was one of the things because getting into this business, I was 22 years old. So trying to convince someone to, buy a property through me that I didn't even own. I didn't own any property at that time. To trust me through a transaction, like, tip my cap off to my clients there, and they know that I worked super hard for that. But age has helped a lot because now when I go into a room, I like to think I look a little bit older, but that helps.
Let me tell you, when you walked in, I was like, oh, he is a kid. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I saw you young,
Yeah.
But again, positivity, you're always smiling. It looks like you came in. I heard you when you came into the door. He's like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
So I love that. It's like high energy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you bring that to your meetings, to your clients, to everything. So it's a good thing to work with.
Yeah. So definitely also another big change from when I first got into the business to now. I've taken my health way more serious because I felt like from the time I started to now, I was feeling there wasn't enough time in my day, and I was like, where are areas that I can get time back in my day for business to keep growing it? So cutting down the going out, the alcohol, eating right. Like, I maintain energy from the time I wake up all the way to the time I go to bed. Sometimes it's hard to go to bed because I still have that energy. So that's another thing that I've changed. So this way my clients are they know I'm on the clock all day long and I'm just ready to fire off whenever. So,
That's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you are super hyper. Like, I do feel you hyper, which is always
and I'm
good.
holding back a lot, but
He's in the chair just holding tight.
I am very hyper.
Well, that's good. That's why then you need to be out of the office and already midday looking and doing something outside.
Yeah, so we have a transaction coordinator, which I'm sure you guys have as well. So Eric and Dan know it's big for me not to be doing the paperwork and typing away rather than just having our transaction coordinator do that so we can continue developing new business.
Yeah, that's somebody else. I tell you don't need to respond at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
We were, where were we? We were in a meeting or something last week. And she comes to me. She's like, this other agent's not answering. I'm like, because it's Saturday. Yeah. It's like 1 p.m. and their transaction coordinator, the lender's not going to answer you. So take a deep breath. It's a Monday thing at this point. And she's like, no, everybody should be like me.
I will say, when I first got in the business, that was one of my mindsets. I was like, it's Saturday at 10 o'clock. I'm working. Why aren't they working? And you got it as I gotten older and more mature, realizing other people have lives too.
Listen, I come to the office. Let's shut the cameras off. I come to the office Saturdays, mornings. I will be a psycho and I'm here almost like at 6 a.m. But it's because I don't want anybody seeing me. I want to do like whatever's gonna set me up for
No
next
distractions.
week, no distraction, and I want to be out by 10.
Yeah.
When the broker texts me, like, I see you there, I'm on my way. I'm like, I'm leaving
yeah,
already.
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
But it's because it's very important to have a life balance as well.
Yeah, so Saturdays and Sundays, I'm in the office as well early in the morning, and that's another time back in my life that I can grow my business. I know most people aren't going to be contacting me that early on the weekends. They're probably not even awake. So that's, again, time to myself, time to my business, more time in my day that I can continue growing. So taking advantage of every minute.
I can guarantee you, because at 8:30, I think the agents send.
They know.
They
8:30 send. Schedule send.
They send it. And some of them text me even at 5 in the morning, and others at 11. If I have it in me, I text back if it's something. If not, it's like, well, I'll figure it out tomorrow.
I've recently been big into schedule send. So like if we're having a conversation, me and a client, and I'd rather just answer it in the morning, or else this conversation will keep going. I'll schedule send it for the next morning. So like right in the morning, I get it.
An agent, 2 agents came in before you came in. Like, oh, Stephanie, I want to talk about like follow up. I want to do that. And I'm like, yeah. You know where my schedule is. Go into Calendly and put yourself in there. And then another one, oh, I came yesterday and you weren't here. Yep, I was in the North Haven office.
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead in my calendar and put it. Because it won't. I feel you need to organize your day, organize your schedule.
You have to.
We have so many things. And if I am looking at every commission that comes in, instead of putting all my commissions at 3 p.m. And I give it that hour, it's just going to break everything throughout the day if I'm stopping what I'm
and also
doing.
if you're doing it at 3 o'clock rather than earlier in the day, there might be some stuff that comes in before that time. So then it's like, all right, I'm working on it earlier and later. No, that doesn't make sense.
I agree. So I even tell my assistant, you can't let other people distract you from your schedule. So you have a set schedule. Things will come up that are emergency, but your schedule, you'll get to them, but it's not like a right now, right here.
Yeah,
like, stop.
and I tell my clients this too, like, when I'm with someone, like right now, you have 100% of me. You're not seeing me checking my phone.
Agreed.
You have 100% of my attention. So to be fair to the next person that has my attention, right? Let's keep the time slot right now, and then if we got to do this again, let's just pick another time slot. I'm happy to move schedules. I'm happy to move the schedule around and do stuff for people, but just know that I also have other clients that need my attention.
Some people sometimes
or associates
forget.
They do.
So I want to go over, and I told you I was going to do this.
Is this the fire off session? All right, guys.
This is the rapid fire, okay? I have like 6 or 7.
And I only have 2 words to say.
You can only,
3 words?
Yeah, the max. I'll let it slide,
all
okay?
So I close my eyes for this or keep it open?
Okay,
I don't know.
so just take a deep breath and just get ready.
All righty.
The first one will have you like, why?
Okay.
Buyers or sellers? You see? You see why, Stephanie?
Yeah. Oh, man. I love them both.
That can be.
I buyers.
Okay. Let's say buyers because they become sellers.
Well, yeah. Actually, really buyers because I feel like they have a lot more emotions going through it. So when they finally close on the property, it means a lot more than when a seller sells. They're like, did my money hit the bank? It's like, hey, let's talk about how great the transaction
what was my net profit?
Yeah, exactly. With the buyer, they're like, thank you, like with your patience and all those items.
Yeah, that's
buyers.
Nice. Okay. Calls or text?
Call.
Okay.
Get things done right away.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Yeah. Even the marketing she's like, Instagram.
And the reason why I pick Instagram is when I first started Instagram.
Or TikTok.
Oh, I need to get better at TikTok, but I think my generation is Instagram, and then like my parents' generation, or just a little bit older, is like Facebook. Because I remember when Facebook started coming around, and then TikTok's like the new generation.
Don't say that. You're making me feel like
I'm sorry.
old and sad. Because Jincy argues with me all the time because I'm putting things on Facebook. She's like, no, Stephanie, on Instagram to Facebook.
And all of them are really good. You just have to make sure the content for like the TikTok's meant for the TikTok viewers and the Facebook.
Correct.
So that's the
correct. Yes.
Bad part of it.
I think neither because you have so much energy, but you tell me, coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
Okay. Okay. Healthier.
Of course, yes. Cuban espresso, and when we go to Colombia, I drink that Colombian coffee. It's delicious out there. I just don't drink Colombian coffee back here, though.
No, neither do I. Neither do I.
Yeah.
No, we have our K-Pods. Aren't they Colombian something?
Yeah. Okay. Those. Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I really drink. I drink. Yeah. I drink espresso and mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Argentinian yerba mate.
Yes. No. I've never.
Oh man, you want it? I think that gives me better energy than coffee. I find coffee I spike, whereas mate I kind of stay even, and the energy comes and stays even throughout the throughout the day.
I'm gonna have to try
and
it.
no caffeine after noon for me.
No, I try. I've had a headache for the past 2 weeks because I cut
Nice, there you
and
go.
coffee. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, open house or listing appointments.
Oh, listing appointments.
Thank
I
you.
love listing appointments.
Morning or night?
I'm a morning guy. You want to see me at my peak? It's morning. I'm gonna be going crazy. Nighttime I still have energy, but yeah, for the baby too. My goal, actually, one of the reasons why I started working out is I want to have more energy than my daughter.
Good.
So
yes.
I'm doing somersaults now, cartwheels, things like that. I did a slip and slide this past week. Just
Okay.
for heads up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I like that. I haven't done that in years. Might break a bone if
See?
I do it now.
Yeah, so my thought was she's gonna always want to be running around and
Yeah.
falling, and it's like I should be able to do that too.
Yeah. No, not anymore. No. But biggest motivator.
My daughter.
I
Yeah.
love that. One word people use to describe you.
Energy.
I would say so.
Energy.
Okay.
Always.
And at this point, our marketing director is having conversations with
Yeah.
us. So this is, so
Yeah.
if you're asking who's behind the scenes,
I just have energy, and obviously with everything else that comes with that, I try positive happiness. But they used to call me Smiley when I was a kid because I just smiled all the time.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's like a tattoo of a smile on my face.
It's not bad.
No.
Because Jancy would love it. Because Jancy, when she does this, like, okay, you're going to do this, she's like, Stephanie, you got to keep smiling the whole time, even if you're not talking.
Yeah.
Smile.
One of the hardest things, and I'm constantly trying to practice it, is talking while smiling. It's really hard. It takes a lot of muscles over here too.
But I've heard that when you're talking on the phone with clients
Oh.
and you're smiling, they know, like, it just brings out a positive, like, conversation.
So when the agents are in the office, or even myself, if you're talking to someone, look in the mirror, smile, and keep your head up, because that translates in the conversation. If you're looking down, they feel that energy through
Yes.
the phone, right? So,
Yes.
like this. If you're ever talking to me on the phone, just know I'm probably in the office like this.
I can't. But that's a good one. That's really good.
These are just little things that go a long way.
You're gonna be in my head all day, and every time I pick up the phone, I'm gonna be like, yes.
Yeah, Guillermo's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Nothing.
He would say, like, "What are you doing?" But, bringing positivity into this
that's it.
office. But I want to thank you for being here, having a great time.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell our viewers, please, where they can meet you, see you, call you, not maybe meet you, but, where they can reach you at.
And at this camera, right?
Yes.
So I want to thank 5 Star Realty for having me. You guys are awesome here. A lot of fun. Beautiful office. And you can find me at O Real Estate across pretty much all platforms. If there might be a missing period, but O Real Estate across all platforms. Give me a follow. Send me a DM. I love interacting on Instagram. I love commenting. And I like being part of the community. So any community events, reach out to me. I'm always happy to be a sponsor or just be a part of the event. So,
Awesome.
And if when is this going to come out? Do we have an idea? 2
In 2
weeks? Okay. Well, you'll probably catch me at Pratt Street for all the World Cup games too.
Okay.
So, but if you're out and about and anyone's in West Hartford or even anywhere in the Hartford County area and likes to go do stuff going out, like events and stuff, let me know. I want to be a part of it.
Oh, we do a lot of
Yeah.
that. We won't ask you what World Cup you or like what's your team,
Yeah.
because some people around this office, they're very territorial with
Yeah.
their team.
Ah!
the transaction coordinator, de Ecuador, and she just got eliminated. She's like, now I have to go with Colombia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Our fan base got bigger.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
But thank you again for being here today.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for everybody that watched this video and the podcast, and see you next time.
I'll see you guys next time.